Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone?
Hello. Pop in the chat. Let us know where you're from. This is the goal setting workshop with AI. So
Goal
if you're in the wrong
planning.
place,
It's January. How many of you have made resolutions this year? I refused. I totally just said no. Did you make any, Karen?
um, I
Cameron
have,
says
but I
they're from
haven't
New
been.
York.
I
Yay.
haven't, a bit vague, really. Well, let's have a look at the chat.
I have goals in the sense of I want to make $1 million. I don't think that's,
Intention. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Intentions, I see. Yes,
Oh, I like that.
exactly. Exactly.
Yes. An intention is way more targeted, I think. I usually just have, vague hopes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What about the
Not
rest of you?
plans.
Any of you have made any resolutions, planning on making resolutions? Where are you at the moment? Have
I
you
have to update my annual
got
values, goals, and
ah,
dreams document.
nice.
Do it.
Okay, but
David
then
from
okay,
Sacramento.
that's great. That's great. They're over.
Vanessa, I've made goals, but they're overwhelming. I have so many. Ouch.
Yeah, I think this
Prune,
AI
prune
tool
that,
will
prune
help.
that tree because honestly, it is overwhelming when you have too many. Pick
Yeah,
one or two that you're starting with and then go.
yeah. Yeah, I think the tool will help you in terms of the overwhelm because really, um, we shouldn't be able, if we're going to make a goal, then it needs to be achievable. It needs to be something we can realize. Um, and I think the AI tool will be very helpful in that respect.
Yeah.
Unable to mute in Zoom.
I am so sorry, but we're not letting people unmute because we have a lot to say. What can I
Yeah, not at
say?
the moment. Not at the moment. Um, just pop in the chat. Let us know where you're from. So we've got someone here, Cameron from New York City, lovely. Sacramento, nice. All from the States. Anyone else in
London.
London? Yay! Not
I'm
far
in
from
Canada. Where are my
here.
Canadian friends? Anyone in
And
Toronto?
another from the UK. Fantastic. Like it. Oh,
There
there
we go.
you go.
Saif is from
There you
Canada.
go. Canadian in
AC is
residence.
Canadian.
Oh, and Sarah from London too. Like it. We've got a lot of representation from the UK today. Like that a lot.
I'll take my one lonely Canadian. Hi, Canadian. I'm the Canadian in the Netherlands.
No. Oh, well, it's lovely to see you all. Thank you very much for coming. And I hope 2026 has kicked off in a good way so far. Um,
Poland.
Poland, nice.
Saskatchewan. I lived in Saskatoon, so don't say sorry. It's a lovely place. It's also one of the coldest places in Canada. Well, no, it's one of the coldest places in Lower Canada. -40 is cold, but I hear it's colder up north.
-40 is ridiculously cold.
It was amazing. When you've got a good parka, it doesn't feel all that bad, even though the snow is freezing on, your breath is freezing on your eyelashes and your nose. And yeah,
Mm.
fun.
There's the temperatures I can't comprehend here. We don't get anything like that. Um,
Wimp.
Right, well, let's get started then, because we have, as Maya said, we've got lots to say, and we really, this is a hands-on session for you as well. So we want to give you as much time as we can to get some work done and to get you started and really making sure that 2026 is one of the best years yet for you. Um, I'm going to share my screen. Shall I share my screen? And then we can get started. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
I need to get onto my screen now. Hang on.
I can see your New Year's resolutions, goal planning with AI.
Yes, there we go. That's it. But I just need to open that up, don't I? And present it. There you go. Present. Excellent. Right. You can see my screen in full.
Yep.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. So welcome to our workshop, 2026 New Year's resolutions, goal planning with AI. Um, let's just run right into it. Okay, so the objectives of this workshop are really give you a little bit of insight, probably a lot of stuff you've heard before about goals, why resolutions often fail. I'm sure that many, if not most of you, will have made resolutions in the past, and for some reason, one reason or another, they don't materialize. We're going to give some insight into why that might happen. Um, and then we really want to focus on giving you some experience around using an AI tool that we've built, just a little tool which helps you get clarity around your goals for 2026 and put an action plan together. And then we'll talk a bit about how to maintain that momentum and basically make it happen for you. Hopefully you're in the right spot if that all fits and works for you. If for some reason you're feeling that that is not what you're looking for out of this session, then pop it in the chat and we'll let you know if it's something that maybe we're going to be covering off or not. Um, but if you're here to think about 2026, do some hands-on work with AI, have a conversation to build your goals, set your plan, and learn a little bit about what will maintain that momentum, then you're in the right place. Okay. I can't see the chat, Maya, so if there's anybody saying anything that I need to know about, then please
Yep.
let me
I
know.
will, but so
Okay.
far we're all just listening.
Okay, great. Okay, lovely. Okay, so moving on. Right. So what? No. Yeah. New Year's resolutions. Why New Year's resolutions often fail? Um, They often fail because they are vague. They are not specific enough. They are not focused. You don't have enough intention behind it. And as Maya said, she's got this idea of what she wants to do, but she hasn't gone into any level of detail to give her brain a real clear indication of exactly what it is you want to achieve and the direction that you want it to go. Because our brains work in a funny kind of way. Um, they they just take whatever we say to it almost as the way in which you want it to work. So when you're talking about things that you want more of this or more of that, or you don't want this and you don't want that, you're not giving a very clear intention to your brain, and it then doesn't really take you very seriously, because it doesn't have something concrete to latch onto and to really then start materializing and helping you achieve. Often our resolutions are they have meaning to us, but they're not meaningful enough. They don't identify enough with who we are as a person, our sense of identity and who we want to become. And therefore they don't have enough depth connected to our values. We talked earlier about values and our dreams, the real sense of who we are and what's important to us. Um,
I have one
but
question here. Well, not a
yeah,
question.
yeah,
Shashi says, I'm more interested in how to maintain the momentum and reach towards the finish line. Will you
okay.
be covering that?
Yeah, we will be. We will talk about that. So, yeah, we'll get to that bit in a bit once we've got the goals set up, and actually the AI tool will also help you with putting the action plan in place and dealing with any blockages. So, yeah, the next thing, another reason why resolutions don't fail, and this is a big one, there is a lack of system and structure um, around actually making it happen. We've got this idea. We may have a goal, which could be quite specific. We may have a plan, or we may not have a plan. um, but how are we going to consistently, repeatedly, actually put that into action? What are we going to do? What structure, what system have we put in place to make that happen that fits into our world? Often we'll have ideas or we'll have a plan, and that plan doesn't actually fit into our life and the way in which we actually live our life, and therefore it's rather unrealistic and not really very grounded. And unless we have a system around it to make it happen, then it's unlikely to materialize. And part of that is accountability, and reflecting, reviewing. It's like a project. If we have a goal, if we have a project, an objective for a particular project, that project needs a plan. That plan needs to be reviewed against what we actually achieve, what we don't achieve, all that kind of thing, in order to make it happen. So motivation gets us started, and that's where we kick off the new year with all these new ideas. We have great motivation and idea about what we want to achieve, but it's the systems that keep us going. And we'll talk about that um, further on in the actual session today. And so, what makes a goal worth pursuing? It's really important to put a goal in place that is very meaningful to you, values led, maybe identity based in terms of who you are as a person and what that goal is going to mean for you as an individual. It needs to be very focused often, as I say, it's very vague, but also not too many goals, because if we dilute our focus in too many different directions, we can't actually really make solid progress in one or two. So if 2026 is going to be a successful year for you, I'd like you to just reflect for a minute on what is going to be different in your life, in your world. How is it going to change you? The idea of it being values led and identity driven. What does it mean for you as a person? I'm sure you've all got some idea of what you want to achieve, but have you thought about what achieving that actually means to you? What does it say about you? How does it make you feel? How does it represent you, the person you want to become, and how
I was
important it is?
going to say it's more about what you're becoming, not just about what you want.
Yes. But what you wait, I suppose, really think about now, where you are now, and what you want, where you want to be.
Yes.
What is that difference? And is that difference something you really want? Is that person that you want to become really the person you want to become? And how much do you really want that? Because, it's all well and good. We have lots of intentions, ideas, dreams, but unless we kind of make them a little bit more specific, well, a lot more specific, and a focus, then it's really hard to kind of really commit to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're thinking about that person that you want to become in the future, then what are the things we need to do? What goals you need to set to be that person? And the goals need to be focused. I'm going to rattle through this a bit because I really want you to do some hands-on work with the tool so that you can actually get the value for yourself.
Can
But
I actually just stop and ask, has anyone heard of SMART goals before? I know David has because he already talked about it in the chat. Haha. David says he's not clairvoyant, and yet he said that right as I was talking about him. Okay, so a few people have heard of SMART goals. In fact,
yeah,
everybody pretty much has. Okay.
yeah. So, as you can see, SMART goals, a goal that is specific, it's measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound or time boxed. It Um, and it's really important that the goal needs to be very important to you, and you know why. Why is it important to you? Why do you want to achieve this goal? Because it's going to take effort. Why do you want to put that effort in? What's there at the end of it? And how important is that to you? Because really,
If you
you're gonna,
if you've
sorry.
seen the movies with people, at their death, this lousy job, but they've got that picture of their family in front of them, that's a visual reminder of their why. Why are they doing this? Why are they, living through the nightmare that their job is?
Yes, because the why keeps us going.
Yeah.
If we can keep focused on that, that can help us, build that momentum during those times when motivation dips, that kind of thing. Um, and, we stay committed to it. But if it's not that important, the why is not that important, we won't stay committed to it. And if the ideal or the goal that we set is a vague intention or idea, it's not a goal that's smart, as in specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So that you know when you want to achieve it, what you need to do, how you're going to measure it, all those kind of things. Then it's much, much harder to achieve it because you don't really know specifically what you're setting out to achieve.
Yeah.
Just like any, I talked before about a project, if somebody's going to build a house, they need to have a plan. They need to know an idea of what that house is going to be, not just the fact that they want to build a house. The idea is they want to build a house, and that house has a Maya. I think there's something in the chat that we need to look at. Um, that house needs to be um, specific. Maya, are you there? Maya.
I'm here.
Can you delete that person, please?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Let's delete this if we can. Right. Um, Apologies for that, guys. Right. So once we set a goal, and this AI tool is going to help you set goals for you, um, goals that are smart, that mean something to you. Um, the next step is actually to plan to achieve that goal. It's all well and good knowing what you want, but unless you start planning it, just like the idea, I want to build a house, well, specifically what house, be quite specific about what the plan is for that house, and then start breaking it down. What materials do you need for the house? Where are you going to get them? When you get them? What needs to happen first? What needs to happen next? Break down the plan into some actions that are then achievable. Because when you jump from I want to build a house from scratch, well, there's a lot
Mm.
and lots of steps in between, and you need to basically break down your goal, and the same thing for resolutions, into a plan of action so that you can achieve them. Identify what potential challenges you might have and what potential obstacles might get in the way, so that you can make the plan a realistic plan, something that um, you know, is aware of those potential issues, and that you have ways around dealing with anything that does get in your way. Um, and then to solidify that commitment. So you have a plan, but obviously plan takes action. It takes consistent action in order to achieve those goals. And so therefore you need to be committed to it. You need to have those structures and those systems in place. And we'll talk more about that in a bit. And then, oops. And then we're going to launch into AI, because I mean, I'm sure all of you have used AI many times in many different ways, and hopefully you've been on some of our workshops, kind of looking at it in different facets. But what we're going to do today is we've built a little AI tool on the back of ChatGPT, which has been trained to be a goal setting, goal planning coach. So basically, like a coach that you might employ, somebody who can help you set your goals, help achieve them, and keep you motivated and all the rest of it. This little tool will help and support you in that whole process. Um, and so AI is more than just, as many of you know, just a tool that can write emails or make images or rest of it. It can structure and plan, it can analyze, it can um, recommend and advise. It can coach, and it can do so much, and it can break things down, and help reduce that overwhelm we talked about before, because um, it, it takes you, it's a very practical, so it's taking you from A to B, but recognizing all the steps in between. Um, it helps you sidestep the challenges and the obstacles that come in your way. If you, for example, this tool that we're going to share with you, it it can basically help you um, deal with any challenge. So if you have a challenge, you talk to it and tell it what the issue is. It can help you work your way through it. Um, it is an independent, objective perspective. So therefore, helping you, providing you with, it's not just you bouncing your ideas around in your own head. Um, you can bounce the ideas around with it, and it can be very constructive and very helpful in terms of looking at things in a very pragmatic way and an objective way as well. And it's faster and easier way of planning and setting your goals than it would otherwise be, which makes it obviously more um, more accessible. It means that your goals become more real, faster, quicker, um, less overwhelming, more focused, and basically help you very much within the goal setting process. Um, right. So I've been rattled through that because I really want you to get working on your goals for 2026. And before we kind of go into that tool, do you have any thoughts, any questions, anything that you want to talk about briefly before we dive in and get some hands-on work with the tool?
David's asking if it makes sense to have 1 to 3 goals in multiple categories like spiritual, mental, financial, physical.
It makes sense. It makes sense to have not too many goals overall. Yeah, so
I
have
agree.
1 to 3 main goals and be your main focus. You can have some other goals whittling in the background, but really make sure your intention is focused. And actually, you can talk with the AI tool and say, I want to do this, 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 and these different areas. How can we plan to make as many of those things happen? But the fact is that really, if you try to put your attention on too many things, you're not going to be able to achieve as much as quickly. And therefore, if you pick
And
on, you know, 10 different
he's
goals, you can only devote so much time to each of them, and the progress you're going to make in each of them is much less than if you were to make um, 1, 2, or 3 goals, because then you could put so much more energy into that, and you will achieve so much more.
David also has a follow-up question, a technical one. How do we verify that the view is indeed independent, objective, and more importantly, unbiased, given the known bias in input training data for LLMs? You can try a different LLM, is my opinion. The reality is, yes, all the LLMs are going to be biased based on how they've been trained. So, we take our chances. The
Yeah.
goal categories, SMART goals.
Okay.
It's
It's up to you what you want to achieve in your we're going to work on, I would suggest with this tool right now to work on one goal, and actually talk around one goal. It will ask you more specifically about what you want to achieve, why you want to achieve it, how you will measure it, when do you want to achieve it by, and what are your challenges and obstacles, and it will help you plan to realize that goal. Now, that goal could be in any area of your life. It could be it could be a work goal, it could be a career goal, it could be a financial goal, it could be um, I want to start a business goal, it could be a relationship goal, it could be a family goal. It's up to you. What is going to make the most difference to you? And in also in response to that, like I want to have goals in all these different areas in my life. Um, think about where your focus, what is more important to you. If you can pick, 2 or 3 areas that are your are going to make the most difference in your world, then I would start there. How best to, right, okay.
How best to set a goal that entails another human social circle out of the SMART goal control, i.e., to social climb, like the life of a socialized. You can only focus on what you can control. So figure out what you can do to get better on that socialite life, higher on that social climbing ladder, and do
Yeah,
that.
and you can use the AI tool will help give us some advice to you as well. But actually, you can set your goal, even though it entails other people. There are things that you can do, and as Maya said, there's only you can't control what other people do, but you can control what you do and the way in which you do it. Um, and therefore you could put a plan in place to do the things that can do in order to achieve what you want to achieve. Um, so in terms of other human contact to build your social circle in whichever way you want to do it, there are steps you would need to take, things that you would need to do to put yourself out there. And if you don't take those steps, there's no chance of you making those social connections, and AI will help you. So, you know, it, the goal is up to you. Um, how you achieve it, AI can help build that plan in place for you. Obviously, you've got to do put the effort in.
And Vanessa says, I think I find myself setting many goals because overall my life is a mess. So I don't know where to start with the goals I've written down. Vanessa, I think you could be kinder to.
Okay,
We
let me give
had
you an
it and
idea. Can I
that
give you an idea of something I used to do with my coaching clients, which is very simple. If you draw a circle on a piece of paper, grab a piece of paper, draw a circle on that piece of paper, and in that circle, um, divide it into four equal quarters. So there's the center point in the middle where the line crosses, and then divide it into eight. So you put another two lines across through that center point. So you have, like, you've got a wheel looking in front of you, the look of a wheel. And then on the end of each of those spokes, write different facets of your life. So, for example, um, relationships or family, relationships, social, career, financial, spiritual, creative, whatever the different facets that are important to you. Um, eight different areas of your life. And then for each line, consider the center of the where they all cross in the middle. I want to can I draw on here? I've never done that before, but can I draw on here? I can annotate.
you can create a whiteboard if you want.
Well, hang on. Here you go. Can you see what I'm doing? Drawing a
Yes,
little circle. Okay. So the
that's an orange.
idea, it's not a very good circle, but okay. There you go. The idea is to have um put
Yeah.
sections here. Okay. So you've got eight sections, and this is the center. And what we're going to do is use this as a measure of the different elements of your life. So if you put here health, for example, I'm not going to do this because this is not, for example,
No, it's not
you put
very
the
good.
you put on the edge of that line health. Then on here you put social. Then you put finance. Here you put career. Here you put relationships. Here you put partner or something. Here you put creativity, spirituality. Whichever elements are most important to you in your life, and then you consider this central dot here as rating a zero, as in it's just
Mhm.
you're not happy with it at all. Your level of satisfaction, and then on the outer line here, that is a 10. So that means that area. So let's say you're really happy with your health. You're happy, you're fit, and you're healthy. You put a little mark here for health, 10. And let's say down here on this line is relationships, and actually you're not happy with your relationships. And between 0 and 10, maybe that sits at something like, a 3 or whatever. And then here you've got finance maybe, and the finance is sitting here as a 5. Your career, maybe your career is okay, not where you want it to be ideally, but maybe it's there. And then you basically go down each of those spokes and you give it a rating of how satisfied you are with it between 0 and 10, and you slot it on the, roughly on this wheel. And then what you do, can I get myself another color? No. Okay. And then what you do is basically you join up these lines, okay? And you create a little bit of a web. Okay. And then you can see where what areas you actually really need to work on and prioritize. And that can be quite
Yeah,
helpful because
because
then
if
you can
everything
say
was a 10 in your life, that wheel would be perfect and it would be rolling along smoothly.
exactly,
Right now, it's very jagged. So you're experiencing resistance at every step of your life.
exactly, exactly. That's right. So the idea is, how how lopsided is your wheel? Where
Mm.
are the areas that it needs attention in your life? And I would suggest focusing on those and then having a chat with AI, to say, I want to do whatever it is you want to achieve, in terms of goal in that particular area. Um, and then just continue having the conversation, and go from there. Hopefully that's helpful.
Thanks for asking that, Vanessa, because I think we all struggle with that at some level. We're very critical of ourselves, but
Yes.
drawing out that circle really does help going, you know what, that area is not that bad. I mean, look at me. Every year I reliably will say I really should lose weight this year. And clearly it's zero importance to me because I never lose weight. So,
And that's it, isn't it? It's like, these are
yeah.
important areas in our life. And if we're not happy, then that's gonna, have a very bumpy ride. The year will be a bumpy year because there's one area that we're just unsatisfied with. But if we can work on improving that score and have a little bit more of consistency around that wheel, life is a lot smoother. Okay. Okay. Any more questions quickly before we dive into the AI tool?
No, Brock says that's helpful. So, yay.
Good. Like it. Excellent. Okay. So, um, Maya, do you want to work through the tool just to show them it, or shall I do that?
Go for it. You do it. You do it.
I think I need to,
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to unshare and then reshare.
yeah, I think I need to go into a different screen. So why don't I just share my screen, full stop, and then I will go into, right, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Um,
Still seeing your
I
screen.
think I
Yeah.
need to
Okay.
go
Now
into
we're seeing
here.
Canva.
Right,
There we
okay.
go.
Um, let me put this in the window for you.
I'll just drop it in the chat.
Oh, great. Okay. Right, guys. There's a link that Maya's just dropped in the chat for you. It's um it's this. So when you click on that link, you'll get to this page. Now, I'm not logged into ChatGPT. I don't need to be. I can be, but just so for completeness, so that you can see, you'll come up with this page. And if you want to retain that conversation in ChatGPT, you'll need to log in and have an account. And you can sign up for free, and it will keep reserve the chat on the side for you. But if you just want to try it out now, then you don't need to log in. Just use a free account, but it won't remember anything that you've had, any conversation that you've had with it, and you won't be able to retrieve that again.
And I
So
should
that's,
also count,
sorry.
amount of inter GPTs in 2 hours. May run into the list, but come back later.
Sorry, say that again.
I said the free account, you sometimes run into restrictions. You're only allowed so
Yeah. Oh, right.
interactions
Yeah.
with a GPT. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's right. So if it's a free account, there are limitations on how much you use it. So it depends on how much you're using, not just this, but ChatGPT overall. But I'm
Yeah.
just using a free non-registered account here. You will get to this screen, and you know, this is like a coach. So if I click let's get started, start at the beginning, and it will start asking for a goal from you. Okay. So those of you, I'm sure everybody has used AI in the past. So it's literally a conversation. Okay. So it's asking me here, um, telling me,
Can
what
you
it's
make it a bit
do.
bigger?
Okay. That's the maximum I can do. Is that better? Or I could zoom in. There you go. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay. So let's begin. I'm here to help you clarify what you want, turn it into a realistic plan, and support you through that process. Um, right. So to start, it needs to know what is most important to me right now. Do I want to set up goal? What do I want to do? So I'm going to say, hold on,
And by the way, folks, you can start playing with it yourself.
yeah. And if you want to just start, dive in, press the button instead of say, let's get started, you can dive in and say, I want to plan a goal, and it'll go straight in. So I want to set a goal, a New Year's resolution. So you just chat with it like you do on any text messaging platform, and it will talk back to you, and you literally talk to it. So we've trained it to be a coach, and it will help you. So it's saying, okay, let's do it this way then. Not a vague resolution. We need a goal. You need to then shape it into something that's realistic and motivating. First question, where do I want to set the goal? Now, your questions, your answers may not be exactly the same as this, because the conversation is going to be personal to you. So you just have the conversation that you want to have with it. If I say I want to, what do I want to do? I want to build a goal around my health. Health. So that's the area I want to work on. Right? Foundation. Okay, when I say health, what do I mean? So it's actually trying to be a lot more specific. It's trying to really understand, what am I talking about? Oh, a health related goal. That's like very vague, isn't it, out there?
Mhm.
So, okay, I want to improve my sleeping habits. As I go to bed far too late, I go to bed far too late. Just chat with it. As much as information as you can give it, the more it can work with. Um, and and I don't exercise enough. Um, Also, I want to build a healthier work-life balance. Okay.
I think we can all relate to all three of those goals.
Okay, so it's reiterating it for me, just kind of saying, so this is what you want? Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So important next question. If this New Year's resolution went really well, which one of these would make the biggest positive difference to my life if it improved first? So choose the lever that would naturally help the others if it improved. So it's actually helping me think through what it is. What is my goal? What is it that will make the biggest difference here? Um, and I actually think if I got more sleep, I'd be able to balance my life better. I would have more energy to exercise. So probably a better sleep habits would be, whoops, stay logged out. Okay. So high leverage decision, better sleep will naturally support your energy. X, I see it knows what I'm thinking. It understands and it takes that next step forward to actually think for me. And that's why it's so much quicker, and also that objective, independent perspective. There might be some biases in, but I think for most cases, in terms of building this kind of thing, we shouldn't be impacted too much by that. Right. So now it's asking on most weeknights now, what time do I usually go? So it's really starting to nail it for me a little bit more. Um, Now I can work through this and you can watch me, or you can actually get on and do some of the work for yourself. And that's what this session is about. It's a hands-on session so that you can make progress in building your goals for 2026. Um, Vanessa, what was that?
Vanessa missed the start of the Goal AI bit. I'm just saying, click the Get Started button and it'll walk you through asking you questions.
Yeah, or just click, I want to plan, I want to set a goal. Um, and then just basically have the conversation with the with AI and let it help you to really clarify and focus on what it is you want to achieve. And then once you've done that, it will help you put an action plan in place.
So we've got, I think, just 20 minutes. So, folks, if you want to take 10 minutes and actually start working through this
Yes, for you.
for you, answer truthfully, answer whatever it is that you really want to focus on this year. Pick
Yeah,
one for today, but you can always come back and pick a second or third or fourth.
yes,
Not
you've
too
got
many,
access to
please,
that
because
tool
like we
now.
said, yeah.
Yeah, yep. So 10 minutes, take time to focus on your goals. Have a chat with AI and start setting goals for yourself and putting a plan together. We'll, if you've got any questions or any problems there, put them in the chat and we'll deal with that with you. Otherwise, we're going to go quiet for 10 minutes here, just so that you can actually start working on your goals.
I'm just going to set a little
Any
timer
any
for 10
problems,
minutes.
just pop something, a note in the chat and let us know. Otherwise, we're assuming you're busy beavering away with that.
Okay, I put up a timer, 10 minutes, go.
Mm, happy goal setting, goal planning.
Mm. I'm debating whether I should be quiet and let people work or keep yapping.
Um, yeah. Right, I have several goals. So how do I do the AI bit? Any ideas? Start with one of them, Vanessa. Just start with one.
Whichever one feels most broken right now, pick one
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. What's most important to you? You can always come back to it and work on others, but just
Yeah.
start working with one and make progress on that in terms of setting the goal, being very clear on what you want to achieve and how you're going to get there.
All right. So what are the steps then, Vanessa, to get a job? You've got to get your resume in order. In fact, just go into ChatGPT and into that thing and tell it, I need a job. It'll probably ask you what your qualifications are, what your previous experience is, and it'll help you set the goals and figure out how to get that job.
Yeah, the whole point is the action plan that the tool will help you plan how you're going to achieve it, what things you need to do. So just have the conversation. Exactly. Just chat to it and let it help you.
I just found my nephew's stash of candy. Ooh.
Maya.
Oh, she should have told me it was sour.
Oh, I like those sweets.
I do too, but I wasn't expecting it.
So what we've done is trained this tool to be a coach. So it knows that it's there to help you set goals, to set an action plan, to understand how important that goal is to you, so that it's embedded in and the why is very clear. It will then help you put that action plan together. And then, when you've got challenges and blockages, if you're using this on an account that um, remembers the conversation, then you can keep coming back to it and say, oh, I
Yeah.
wasn't able to do this for this reason, and I really feel demotivated at the moment. How can I get unstuck? I wanted to do this, I couldn't do this for this reason, and it will talk to you and help you. AI is
And even when
amazing. You have
it's,
to ask.
and you have to tell AI about you as well. So
Mm,
ideally, actually, at least sign up for a free account. And that way, you can tell it with session after session what to remember about you as well. You
yeah.
can give it a you can customize it for your personality. You can tell it, I have this qualification, this is where I've worked before, this is what my hobbies are, so that it actually knows you. Of course, having said all that, I just realized the GPT doesn't look at all that, does it?
Um, no,
I don't think it does.
no, it doesn't. So basically, the more you're able to add to the context, the information, the
Yeah.
better. Um,
And also, I'm going to say that there is no one right answer. So for Karen, she had said, sleep, work-life balance, and I forget what the third one was,
exercise.
and getting exercise, right? And she chose sleep as her major lever. If it had been me, I would have chosen exercise because I know that once I get exercise, my brain's clearer, I sleep better, and I make better choices.
Mm. And
So,
for me, it's not about I can't sleep. It's more that I have a bad sleeping habit in terms of going to bed too late, so I don't sleep enough. So, everybody's different. We're all different.
yeah, Ophelia says you can train it. If you have a paid account, it allows you to update the settings. I
Yes.
do that in my account, but if I remember right, I don't think the custom GPTs actually look at the memory or the custom instructions. I could be wrong though. It's been a while since I experimented with that.
For now, as you're having the conversation, the more information you can share with it, the better. The easier it can help you. It's just like if you
Got a
had
few
a small
people who are
coach.
joining late,
Yeah,
so I'm
I'm
just
just
gonna
putting
copy.
putting
Yeah,
the
it's the same thing.
right. Right. So those of you who just joined us, there's a link in the chat. Just click on that and start chatting with the AI about what you want to achieve in 2026, and it'll help you set your goals.
Yeah, exactly, Vanessa. Just go into the personalization settings and tell it everything it needs to know about you and how you want it to behave.
Yeah, but for now, to get the most out of this session,
Yes.
because I don't know how many minutes we've got left now with actually using this tool, I suggest having the conversation with the tool, and just chat to it, tell it what you want to achieve, and let it help you.
We have 3.5 minutes left. And this is not like the custom GPT stops working as soon as the session ends. You have it. Stick it in
Yeah,
your sidebar
you can use
and
it
use it.
tonight after this session, tomorrow, 6 months from here.
Yeah.
We're gifting this to you. It's your New Year's gift from us.
Oh, that's great, David.
Fantastic, yeah.
David, as a professor, I set a goal of writing and publishing a paper this year. It's a reasonable schedule. Awesome. And don't feel like you have to believe it and take its word for everything. Feel free to push back. You do not need to cite the tool. But I will warn you, double check if you're using it as a writing helper, because ChatGPT specifically is really eager to help, and including the fact of it'll make up things if it wants to help and doesn't actually know what it was talking about. So, oh,
No,
good. David writes his own papers, so it's not a concern.
that's
Great.
perfect. This is about setting the goals, your plans, all that kind of thing. Obviously, the content um, is down to
It
you.
can. It can. I mean,
Oh,
I
it
know
can
I've
help.
taken custom GPTs off on directions the author didn't intend,
Yeah,
but
it can certainly help, but that's a different use of AI.
I use AI all day, every day, but I still prefer to do my own writing in many, many cases.
Yeah, I do too.
It just feels different, and I've had to tell it,
I
I
think
don't like what you're
it
coming up with.
reads different as well.
It does.
I writes in such a way, and I know it can personalize it and be customized, but still, it's still
I
AI.
don't know. I don't know if you can pin it to everybody's, David, but if you look at the down arrow at the top, where it says goal setting, planning, and action coach, it should let you keep it in sidebar for your
You should have an
chat
account,
GPT.
yeah, in
Yeah,
your.
but I don't think we can put it into the entire school. I think you'd have to actually share the. You can use this goal setting link whenever. Yeah, just
It
share
does,
the link.
yeah,
It's a custom GPT. Yeah.
yeah. It asked me when I was doing it, when I was running through it, it did say, sign up. Do I want to sign up? But it also had a button there that says continue. Um, I can't remember exactly the words what it said, but it kind of like just continue without an account. So you
Yeah.
can continue, but obviously there will be a limit, and it won't save the conversation unless it's in an account of yours.
Yeah.
Okay. We're running out of time, so we're gonna move on in a moment.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. You've got 13 seconds, but you have access to this tool now, and you've got the conversation on um your computer, your laptop, your phone. So you can use it and carry on with it.
It plays music now.
Woohoo!
Jeez, stop.
Woohoo! Okay, so thoughts. How was that for you? Was that helpful?
Not the least bit. Sorry, that was just me being sarcastic. I'm glad, Vanessa and Ruby. Okay,
Oh, good.
so it looks like
Oh,
people did
excellent. Good.
enjoy
So
it.
you got some value out of that. That's great. As we said, that's your tool to use. Um, and you can come back to it if you're in an account, go back to that conversation and you know, if you have a problem, if you're challenged, if you want to tweak your plan, if you want to really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, just talk to it like you would your coach and it will help you. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, our gift to
And
you.
where I was going earlier was feel free to push back if you need to, because
Yeah,
sometimes it can set out a goal that might be good in theory, but it doesn't fit who you are.
yeah.
So, you can always customize.
Oh, hang on, I need
What do
to.
you mean by in-office training, Ruby? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I hope I am. They're asking if we do in-office training on this for a
For a
group.
group,
Sure, happy to.
reach out to us. We're happy to do that. Um, right, I'm going to present mode. Present. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so
Okay, just yeah. Or you can
that's
reach
how.
us at LinkedIn. Sorry.
Yeah. um, yeah, Maya, maybe put our LinkedIn profiles on there, and anyone can reach out to us. Um, okay, so that's our little tool, our gift to you, and it will help you set your goals, plan your goals, and
Go
achieve your
ahead, Karen.
goals. Because if you come across any stumbling blocks or whatever, just talk to it, and it will converse with you and give you some amazing help in most of the time. Um, but having said that, you still need to do the work. And it's all well and good knowing what you need to do. And yes, when you come unstuck, having the tool that we've given you to go back to and have a chat about it, that's great. Um, but it is all driven by you, okay? What you really need to put and to be successful is, yes, have that very clear focus, which hopefully this tool has helped you with. But it is about taking that consistent action, and it is about having that system around in terms of accountability, insight, and support to help you to go back to the tool and actually address the challenges that you have, to, you know, to deal with the action, to take that action. Often it's that accountability, that need to constantly be stepping forward, um, that gets lost in the busyness of life.
Mhm.
So that success system is often what is missing. We talked about it right at the beginning of the workshop. It's often what's missing, and the reason why lots of new resolutions and goals don't get achieved, because there isn't that need to be accountable, to report back to somebody else and to yourself. That's why coaches do such a great job. Um, Lisa, great that you love the tool. That's cool. That's really, really good. I'm pleased about that. Okay. So what we've done, or firstly, you know, you have to think about how committed are you to your goals. If you were to project yourself forward to the end of 2026, we're now 31st of December 2026. Imagine that you're there now and you have these goals that you want to work towards and you have achieved them. Thinking back to yourself, what would you be saying to yourself, your old self now? What words of advice, wisdom, thoughts would you actually reflect back to yourself, having achieved those things you set yourself out to achieve now in January? If you imagine yourself in December 2026, you've done it. What would you say to yourself back in January? How would it make you feel about yourself? And what would be different in your life? How committed are you really to achieving those goals?
Yeah, I think that's the big one. It has to be a juicy enough goal that at the end of 26, you're going to look back and go, oh my gosh, my life is different.
And that's why I think what we said at the beginning is the goal needs to be linked to you. Who do you want to become?
Yes.
Because it's about your identity, your sense of self. If your goal is going to be something that's going to really change your world and change how you feel about yourself, then that's massive, isn't it?
Hmm.
So how committed are you really to achieving your goals? On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is actually, I'm not, I like the idea, but I'm not going to put the effort in that's gonna make it happen. Or 10,
Yes,
I am committed.
join Maya on her weight loss journey. Yeah, you'll be exactly where you are today.
And I don't know how to pronounce your name, Rebby? Reeb? Apologies if I've said that wrong. But yes, different
It's a
life.
different
If your goals are good ones and closer to who you are and who you want to be, then yes, they have a very deep meaning to you and you'll be more committed. So, right, based on that, how committed are you to achieving your goals? Pop it in the chat. Let me know between 1 and 10.
The goal that you just worked through.
Yeah.
Pick one. Yeah.
How much do you really want to achieve it?
10.5. Good job,
Oh my
David.
gosh, that's amazing.
Awesome,
Lisa,
Lisa.
excellent. That's
You
good.
guys are way more motivated than I've ever been with goals. It's an ADHD thing.
A 6. 6. Now that's good. That's more than a kind of not so committed.
That's,
But think
yeah.
about it, Mario. You know, okay, a 6. So if you achieve it or you don't achieve it, it's not really going to change your world. So what would change your world? What goal could you set that actually would make that massive difference? Chantal.
Reality is super
Yeah, life does get in the way and things do happen. And but the question is, how much do you want it to happen? How much do you want that change? 8 means that you're pretty committed to it. That's good.
Now, Reby said committed, but reality is super time poor. I'm considering that another goal for you might be, again, that balance of how to manage your time.
And that's where this tool will actually help you because you're committed. Great. Okay. Now, what are the obstacles that are getting in the way? Tell the tool, talk
Right.
about it. It will help you plan around it. Um, in a way that you wouldn't have thought. So just have that conversation with the tool and let it help you. Don't put obstacles in your way before you've actually, hit that obstacle. And then when you do hit the obstacle, actually the AI tool can help you get your head around it and maybe overcome it or sidestep it and, keep moving on.
And by the way, don't assume that the goal you start the year with will be the goal that you stick to the whole year. I'm sorry, but life sometimes, not just life. I mean, as you work through the goal, you'll realize whether or not it was the right goal to set in the first place, right?
Yeah. I think it depends
So,
on how big that goal is and how much
yes.
what it is. Because I mean, one thing again, another sort of analogy I've often given my coaching clients when I was working with them was that an aeroplane, an aeroplane has a destination, but 90+% of the time, it is not facing where it's going. It's going zigzagging its way to where it needs to go. Goes off slightly off track, like then it reassesses where it's at and then comes back on track and a little bit off, off, off. And it's constantly zigzagging its way, but it hits its goal because it knows where it's going specifically and it keeps, correcting its path.
Yes.
So,
Micro
life is
adjustments.
like that. It does take us off track. And depending on how important it is to hit that goal, we will either correct ourselves or we will not.
Yeah.
But if if it's important enough, then maybe it's one that we stick to. Maybe it's not, and we go off track, and actually we realize we want something else, and then we redirect our energies there. That's completely fine. Um, right. So what we're doing to help you, if you're interested, is we're going to launch something we're calling the Extraordinary Success Club. Thanks, Chantal. Um, And that's going to consist of, on a daily basis, we'll send you motivational quotes to get you, fired up and inspired on a WhatsApp channel. Um, on a weekly basis, we will share with you, just as you've been using this little tool in ChatGPT, we'll share with you a tool which is a book companion for like the best-selling personal development and success books out there, which will help you personalize the learning and apply the lessons in those books to your situation, to your world, to your life to help build the habits that you want to put in place to overcome procrastination, to deal with confidence and self-esteem, to all of those things. Some of the best books out there will provide you with each book every week, different books. We'll have a book of the week, and you will get a custom AI tool which will help steer you through that book and apply that learning just for you. And then on a monthly basis, we are going to have an accountability group coaching session where we will reconvene and we will talk about what we've achieved, what we haven't achieved, what's got in our way, how we can overcome that, and basically it'll be keeping us on track. So almost like a navigation system in that airplane analogy. We might have gone a little bit off track, or we might be doing really well, or whatever it might be, but we will support each other in that process. Um, and we're launching that. So this would be the first cohort of that club. Um, because
Oh, yeah. We've got another little
mm,
goodie
because
for you.
sorry, Ma?
We've got another little goodie for you, the Atomic Habits.
Oh yes. As we've said, we will include within the Success Club, our extraordinary Success Club, a weekly AI tool about with focusing on some of the best personal development success books out there. And one of them that we've done already is for Atomic Habits. And if you haven't heard about Atomic Habits, it is an amazing book that's been very, very well received, one of the best sellers around, how to build and sustain good, productive habits and get rid of those that are not productive. And obviously, in setting goals, in planning and achieving your goals, it is about building consistency in what you do. So another little gift for turning up today is our GPT, which Maya has just put in the chat for you. So grab that link and that will personalize a review of the book. So you don't have to read it. So this cuts out a huge amount of time in your personal growth and personal development. You don't need to read the book. The AI tool will summarize it for you, but not just summarize it in a very general way. It will summarize it for you based on you. The thing, something that is important to you, and it will describe its lessons and its concepts and teachings in a way that will be quite deep and meaningful for you. And also it will help you apply those lessons in your life and guide you through that process. So it's a huge, huge benefit to gain all the knowledge that's in so many gurus' minds and applying that in your life. But that is just an example of one of the book companions that will be within our Success Club and is actually in our book club at the moment.
So
So,
basically,
boy,
what Karen is saying is that by joining the Success Club, you're going to also get the book club thrown in.
yes, sorry, yes. So we have an AI companion book club for personal development books, and that will be part of our Success Club in addition to the meetups and everything else.
You
Um,
really disliked the book. I like that.
that's
I just
interesting.
dropped the link to the Success Club in there. Right now, it's just a waiting list. This is going to be a paid subscription. And Karen,
Yeah, it's going to be, we're not, right, so, okay. So if you're interested in joining our Extraordinary Success Club, um, interested in kind of helping stay on track, um, we're keen to
join
launch
us.
this. And, when we have a few people that are interested in, because this is the first time we're bringing it to the table, um, but it will help us, it will help whoever is committed and interested to achieve their goals for 2026 and make 2026 one of the best years yet. I've kind of been involved in personal development and mindset coaching and psychology I did my degree in psychology many, many years ago. So it's an area I'm passionate about. And if anyone's interested in joining us to achieve extraordinary success this year, then we'd love to have you on board. And as Maya said, it will be a paid group. You will get those book summary every week. The books that we've done so far include The Power of Now, Goals, um, Think and Grow Rich, I think. Oh gosh, there's so many books though, I
There
can't
were
remember.
several already. Yeah,
There's
I'm
a
losing
lot there.
track.
So, every week you will get that.
There
Um,
isn't a price yet. We are taking gauging interest right now.
yep. So if you're interested, just drop your details in that in the form, in that link, and we'll be in touch with you shortly.
What price would all of you think is fair for that? I'm just curious. We were thinking about, around about the, what was it, Karen? 40, 50 pound?
Yeah, Yeah, just under £40 a month, or pay on an annual basis, which will be much less. But the idea there is, you're committed. So
Mhm.
we're looking at a price of just under £40 a month. You will get four GPTs on the personal development and success books that are out there. Um,
Every month.
so every single week, you will get motivation from that and learn from that. And obviously, the cost is actually less than the price of the books, I would say, if you were to buy the books.
Yes.
um, but in addition, we'll set up
You know
a
what? Not only less of the books, giving you the time of reading each book, or like Ruby said, hating a book and then still being able to get value out of it.
yes, yes. And actually, if you read the summary that GPT gives you, it it's so personalized and so meaningful that you will probably get something from it more than you would actually reading the book, because when you read a book, one, it takes a lot of time. Two, you then need to kind of relate it back to your situation, and then you need to think about, okay, how am I going to apply this and make it happen? Well, the GPTs that we put together, the AI tools that we've put together for you for each book, the book companions, one, that'll summarize it in a way that is very meaningful for you, so you'll get it. You'll get the lessons far quicker than it would take for you to read the book, obviously, but also to really embed that lesson in
Yeah,
your world. But two, you'll also be guided through achieving um,
implementing the lessons
and
in the book.
implementing, applying the lessons in your world in the way that is relevant for you. So, it's like having um, an expert coach on your side, um, who's trained specifically in the teachings of that book, that author. And
And who
then
knows you.
yeah, and there you have it. So we're actually thinking well, if you've got the GPT now, for you've got the tool now for Atomic Habits, so go away, have a play of that, see what you think of it. Um, if you find it useful, you might be interested in the same tool, same type of tool for all the other books that we're working with. Um, and if you really are serious about achieving what you want to achieve, we'd love you to join us, and we'll make it happen.
Yep.
So
And I'm
that's,
dropping out in the
uh, I'm just conscious of time. We've run over by about 11 minutes so far. Um, Thoughts? Has this been a helpful session for you? What do you think of the tools? Are they useful? Do link up with
And
us
is
on.
that success club going to be helpful? I think it is, because the biggest thing, since Karen and I have started working together, that's the biggest thing. It's the accountability of having someone else there that you said to yesterday or the week before or a month ago, I'm going to achieve this month. And, checking back, finding out, what blocked you, what kept you from hitting that goal you were so excited about last time.
Yeah, yeah. And AI is a huge leg up. It's so powerful. So
It's
those tools that
massive.
we've shared with you today, um, don't let them sit and be forgotten about on your computer, your laptop, or your phone. They're there for you to use so that you can really get some benefit out of it. And we'd love
And
to hear
keep an eye on your meetup calendar for next week, because we are going to do one of the Success Club. I think we were going to do Atomic Habits.
Yes, that was the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So join in next week.
Right.
Mm. Thanks, Ruby. Yes,
Excellent.
it's
Well,
definitely
yeah.
going to help.
Any other questions? I'm glad you found the session useful and the tools useful. That's great. We can, there's so much more we could do, so much more we could cover. Um, and it's just not enough
We could
time.
go on about this all day, couldn't we, Karen?
I could, yes. Yeah. Um, any questions? Any closing thoughts? Has it been helpful? And are you interested
Very
in joining
important
us
to
in
me.
the
Yeah.
Success Club and achieve extraordinary success this year?
Yeah. Just sign
How
up on the waiting
committed are you
list.
really? That's the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We
No
are
other
well over
questions?
time.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. We've enjoyed running this session for you. I have very much so. Um,
Yes.
and hope that we see you on some of our other training.
Bye, folks. Thanks again for
Take
joining
care. Thank
us.
you. Bye.